Greetings, class! You have reached the Human K channel. Today, we look at the important work of Albert Bandura, a well-known psychologist. Bandura was born in Alberta, Canada. He went to school and learned things that would shape his work. During his time at the University of British Columbia, Bandura became interested in psychology. Even though he started in the field because it was convenient, he soon realized how interesting it was. In 1952, after getting his PhD from the University of Iowa, Bandura became a professor at Stanford University. There, he did most of his research on what makes observed learning work. Bandura's study was based on the idea that people can learn how to act by watching others and looking forward to the rewards that come with that behavior. He said that this was virtual reinforcement. In his famous Bobo doll study, Bandura found that children mimicked the aggressive actions they saw in a model. This kind of thing is called modeling. Bandura's results went beyond what he saw in the lab. He showed that watching violence on TV or online can make people of different ages act more aggressively. Bandura's study also focused on the link between playing violent video games and being more violent toward other people. Attention, retention, production, and reward and motivational processes all affect how people learn from what they see. The connection between a stimulus and a reaction is mediated by these cognitive processes. Observational learning starts with paying attention. We work on our thinking and seeing skills so that we can pay enough attention to the model and understand how they act. Think about how important it is to pay attention in driver's ed class so we can learn and watch the teacher's examples. The model's behavior is remembered or stored so that it can be copied in the future. We use our brains to make mental pictures and verbal accounts of the behavior we see. For instance, taking notes during a lesson or watching a video of someone driving a car can help us remember and practice the information later. In the production process, we turn mental pictures or vocal descriptions of the behavior we've seen into our own actions. We literally make the answers, and we get feedback on how well we are doing. Imagine getting in a car with a teacher to practice changing gears and driving around traffic cones in a school parking lot. As soon as we see that the model's actions lead to benefits, incentive and motivational processes kick in. We think that if we learn from what we see and then do the action well, we will get the same results. For example, as we learn how to drive, we look forward to passing the state test and getting a driver's license. Now let's delve into another Bandura's idea. Self-efficacy is a very important part. It means that a person thinks they can control what happens in their life. People with high self-efficacy work hard and do well, while people with low self-efficacy are more likely to give up quickly when they face problems. Studies have shown that when they are younger, men tend to have better self-efficacy than women. It seems to say that gender has something to do with how self-confidence grows. Research has shown that self-efficacy tends to go up as a person gets older, peaks in middle age, and then goes down gradually after age 60. It shows that as we get older, our trust in our skills grows. It's interesting that people who had parents with high self-efficacy were more likely to have high self-efficacy themselves. Also, kids whose parents believe in themselves tend to do better in school, feel less worry, and have fewer behavior problems. Studies have shown that self-efficacy is more likely to be high in cultures that value freedom and personal success. It says that our beliefs about our skills are affected by our culture. People who have a lot of self-efficacy tend to do better in school, set higher goals for their careers, and do a better job at their jobs. They also have better general health, which means they can handle pain better and get better from illnesses faster. People who have a high sense of self-efficacy are less likely to do dangerous things like drink booze or smoke cigarettes. They are also less likely to get depressed, have test anxiety, feel stressed at work, or become anxious. Also, people with high self-efficacy tend to have high self-esteem, which means they have a good opinion of themselves. Bandura's method for changing behavior also focuses on overt behavior and thinking factors, especially self-efficacy. By improving their sense of self-efficacy during treatment, people are better able to handle dangerous scenarios. Bandura says that both internal thinking processes and external stimuli can have an effect on behavior. Reciprocal determinism says that people shape their surroundings just as much as their surroundings shape them. Now, we'll talk about some interesting study results that show how Bandura's ideas work. Let's get started. Research has shown that groups that work well together do well in many different areas. They win more basketball games, get better grades in school, are more dedicated to their group, and are happier and better at their jobs. When researchers looked at internet self-efficacy, they found interesting trends. In the United States, for example, male college students tend to do better than their female peers. But in Taiwan, 8th grade girls do better in this area than 8th grade boys. People who are confident in their ability to make new friends and have a high social self-efficacy are more likely to become addicted to the internet. It seems to show a link between their need for social ties and the fact that they use the internet too much. Researchers have found that people who are sure they make a good impression on others tend to put more casual pictures on their Facebook pages, like selfies. It shows how self-efficacy shapes how people present themselves online. Studies show again and again that watching violent things on TV or online as a child can make you more angry as an adult. Also, playing dangerous video games as a child, adolescent, or young adult has been linked to more aggressive behavior. Cyberbullying hurts those with low self-efficacy more than those with high self-efficacy. This is because people with high disinhibition are more likely to be bullied online. It seems to show that people who have a lot of self-confidence are better able to deal with the bad effects of online bullying. These study highlights show how Bandura's ideas are still important and useful for understanding behavior and its results. As future researchers, let's look into these results more and build on Bandura's work. Albert Bandura's work in psychology has made a big difference. His work on self-efficacy, learning from observation, and changing behavior has had an effect on areas like education, clinical psychology, and even online behavior.